I am Rocio Graham, a Mexican-Canadian multidisciplinary artist. My artistic practice centers around my connection to the landscape, life cycles, and my ancestral spiritual connection to the natural world. Raised in Mexico, I watched my abuela talk to the animals regularly, fixing body and heart melodies with herbs and chants, and regularly taking part in the traditional Botopoli Huecampo Cateca, the Song of a Deer, which is part of the ceremonies of the Caitas and Lloremes in Tehueco, Mexico. Between healing rites and trips to the sugarcane and cotton fields of my family, I learned the language of plants at an early age. The natural world has become a repository for the colorful mashup of botanical knowledge, visions, animal legends, and the mystic world that I learned as a child. My residency at KOIC explores the decolonization of urban forests and natural spaces through the use of native plants. I seek parallels between my ancestral way of being from my cultural upbringing and Canada's First Peoples' knowledge of the land we all now call home. Upon arriving at the Art Center, I immediately noticed the powers of the urban forest, and a desire to connect and bond to it grew really strong. Renegotiating my role as a guest in these lands inspired me to establish 2 native plant studio gardens, the Nest and the Worm, as a symbol of reciprocity and seeking a connection to this land and its people. Engaging our community and seeking guidance of our local knowledge keepers seemed like the best way to get to know this place intimately. With the help of many volunteer groups, we created the garden studios for others to also be inspired by this place. In gratitude and reciprocity, I also joined Chantal Chignon, an indigenous artist, in a ritual of care for this land. Our hearts singing to the forest in synchronicity, past, present, and future, all in one single moment of connection. Only when we silence our minds and start listening with our whole body, we become aware of the language of nature. For me, getting to know the urban forest at KOIC required me to pay attention to the subtle changes of the landscape, to observe the ways that the resident owl, to feel under my feet the wet moss and green grass in the spring, to listen to the crunchy sound of the snow in winter, and to listen to the water dripping from the tree leaves on Chinook days. Over a year of listening with my whole body, including my heart, I started to know this place the way one gets to know our friends, intimately. The forest provided so much insight into the ways I was to develop my artistic practice at KOIC. The forest became my teacher. In reciprocity, giving myself through a dance inspired by the Song of the Deer that I learned as a child in Mexico seemed like the most appropriate thing to do. Dancing for this forest involved mimicking the way a deer dances through the forest searching for food, listening to the threats in the horizon and seeking refuge and hiding behind the trees. The dance is a mixture of call to the ancestors, a call to the collective connection to the natural world, and a cry, as our current collective connection to the forest seems fragmented and frail. Feeling the wind on my face and hearing the murmuring of leaves on windy days soften the hardships of life. Taking time to see sunlight bright upon the contour of leaves in the afternoon inspires my body to move and dance in partnership. This dance is a gift to the forest and a visual response to the feelings and reflections experienced during my art residency. Dancing my own version of the Mexican deer song is to move and feel like the deer, deeply blonded and at home.